morning, everyone. My name is Kellie Rana, and I'm an MSIM candidate. And for my project placement, I had the opportunity of working with CHEP and alongside two classmates, Swenam and Yahweh. CHEP Good Food Inc. is a nonprofit food security organization in Saskatoon committed to making the city more food secure. Our project is called Urban Agriculture for Community and Food and consisted of documenting the statuses of community gardens throughout the city and supporting various CHEP programs with resource development. Research indicates that 10.6% of all households and 19% of children face food insecurity in Saskatchewan. This means they are unable to regularly access and eat nutritious foods. This number is likely to be higher as it does not include households on First Nations reserves. With this project, I aim to contribute to improving local people's knowledge around food and support their access to healthy and nutritious foods. In this presentation that is divided into 7 sections, I will go through what we have collectively and individually done for CHEP. I will first start with an outline of the deliverables. I will then talk about and present each deliverable, and finally I will end off with some recommendations. There are a total of 4 deliverables. First, the Community Gardens Report. Second, the Chefs in Training Interactive Cookbook. Third, ASCII project activity plans. And fourth, nonprofit food security organizations in Canada and their responses to COVID-19. The Community Gardens Report component was worked on as a team by myself, Swenam, and Yahweh. This was the main project of the placement in which CHEP required us to craft a report on the statuses of 53 community gardens in Saskatoon. We split this into 2 phases. Phase 1 was a questionnaire of 18 quantitative questions about the gardens, and Phase 2 consisted of online interviews with garden coordinators. We received 14 responses from Phase 1 and conducted 7 interviews in Phase 2. The report was designed on Canva and is a total of 52 pages. This is the cover page. Inside the report, we included a map of all the community gardens in Saskatoon, and the ones circled in blue are the ones that we received responses from. This is an example of one of the gardens in the report. This is Hampton Village Community Garden. For every garden, we include a map of their location, a short introductory paragraph on the general statistics of the garden, followed by a table of an overview of the garden. The information in this table were summarized from the Phase 1 questionnaires. Next, we use the same information but using all the details this time and split it under different headings. If the garden coordinator participated in Phase 2 like this one did, the next section describes their experiences, quotes, and may include some photos. Some of the key findings from this project component are 1. Theft and vandalism occurs in many community gardens. 2. Not a lot of pest concerns, but if there are, it's usually potato bugs and damages from animals. 3. Community gardens offer people a sense of being connected to their communities. And 4. Community gardens contribute to food security, especially to those with small or no backyards, by allowing them to grow accessible, healthy foods throughout the city. One of my individual tasks was to design a cookbook for CHEP's Chefs in Training program. I designed a 95-page cookbook on Canva using the recipes from the previous cookbook, but also added 13 new ones that I created. To make this cookbook more interactive, I also added coloring pages, word searches, educational activities, and infographics. This is the cover page of the cookbook, and this is a screenshot of a few pages inside. As you can see, there's a page on measurements, equipment, an updated Canada's Food Guide, and a word search, and of course some recipes. The purpose of making the cookbook interactive is to enhance a child's knowledge of food and become more food literate. My second individual task involved creating 3 activity plans for the ASCII Internship Day Camp for youth. As a team, we divided up the themes amongst ourselves, and I chose food security and composting. I created 2 activity plans on composting and 1 on food security. Additionally, I designed educational resources that are meant to supplement the lesson plans, but they can also be used on their own for youth and adults. Some of these resources include a composting guide, like what can and can't be composted, some of the benefits of composting, another composting guide that's a bit more in-depth, and a composting life cycle. The last task I did was look into other food security organizations across Canada to look into their action plan for COVID-19, so that CHEP can get some ideas on how to proceed with their own action plan. I looked into 11 organizations, and some had more information than others on their responses to COVID-19. Now I will list a few recommendations for CHEP and any future work that may be done for them. First, to increase community engagement, I suggest that any new or even existing gardens be dedicated to only youth, where kids can learn basic gardening skills, as well as connect with other kids. Second, I suggest transitioning the recipes in the cookbook to more healthy plant-based ones, as many currently focus a lot on meat, dairy, and sugar, which isn't really ideal. This can be done through focusing more on pulses, especially since Saskatchewan is a leader in growing pulses. We could even hold a pulse fair in the city. Third, I suggest creating how-to videos on topics relating to gardening that can be published online for the general public, as our team did not get to do that this year. And last, sending out advertisements or emails to different neighborhoods containing information like how to rent a garden plot to encourage participation. Thank you.